Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shashank Ranjan from National Defense Institute. I welcome you all to the daily current affairs show from our institute's website, www.nationaldefenseinstitute.in. Ladies and gentlemen, NDI is a leading defense preparation institute of India that prepares you for all India Sainik School Entrance Examination, NDA, CDS, CAPF, till the SSB, where we believe in holding your hand till you get those stars on your shoulders and emblem on your head. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin our discussion for the day. So the first news article that we have is Jallikattu. With a steep rise in the daily cases of COVID-19, the district administration in Vellore, Tiruvanmallai, Ranipet, and Tirupattur have banned the conduct of Jallikattu events ahead of Pongal festival as part of safety measures. Jallikattu or Sallikattu is also known as Eruthala Vuthal and Manchuvidratu. So, see, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be able to pronounce it very perfectly. So please manage with it. So, it is a traditional event in which a bull, that is Bos indicus, which is the scientific name, such as the Puliculum or the Kangayam breed, is released into a crowd of people, and multiple human participants attempt to grab the large hump on the bull's back with both arms and hang on to it while the bull attempts to escape. The participants hold the hump as long as possible, attempting to bring the bull to a stop. In some cases, participants must ride long enough to remove flag on the bull's horn. The Jallikat is a typically practiced in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu as part of Pongal celebration on Mattu Pongal Day, which occurs annually in January. Okay, so the next news article that we have is Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. The Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA, did not notify the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 rules, the third extended deadline after the act was passed. So the rule had to be published, but there had been third consecutive time when the deadline has been passed. January 9th was the last day for an extension it sought from the two parliamentary committees in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha to frame the rules. It was not eminently clear if the ministry had sought more time from the Committee on Subordinate Legislation in the two houses of parliament to notify rules that will govern the CAA. Without rules, the act cannot be implemented. As per the manual on the parliamentary work, in case the ministries or the departments are not able to frame the rules within the prescribed period of 6 months after the legislation is passed, they should seek extension of time from the committee stating reasons, which cannot be more than for a period of 3 months at a time. The CAA was passed by Parliament on December 11, 2019, and the Act was notified within 24 hours on December 12. In January 2020, the Ministry notified that the Act will come into force from Jan 10, 2020. The Act provides citizenship on the basis of religion of 6 undocumented non-Muslim communities from the Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh who entered India on or before December 31st, 2014. It exempts the member of the 6 communities from any criminal case under the Foreign Act 1946 and the Passport Act 1920. The two acts specify punishment for entering the country illegally and staying here on expired visa and permit. But since the rules has not been set yet, the CA cannot come into force. Okay, the third news that we have here is IAC Vikrant. Okay, so after two So after two successive high-profile visits, the President and the Vice President of India, within a span less than 2 weeks, the Indian aircraft carrier Vikrant is heading out for the next sea trial for the next set of sea trials. While the maiden sea trials in August last year were to establish the propulsion, navigation suite, and the basic operation, the second sea trial later in October, November witnessed the ship being put through its spaces in terms of various machinery trials and flight trials. INS Vikrant, also known as the indigenously developed aircraft carrier IAC, is an aircraft carrier constructed by Cochin Shipyard Limited (CSL) for the Indian Navy. It is the first aircraft carrier to be built in India. It is named Vikrant as a tribute to India's first aircraft carrier, Vikrant R-11. The name Vikrant, the Sanskrit Vikranta, literally means stepping beyond, means courageous. The motto of the ship is Jaima Sam Yuddhi Spardha, which is taken from the Rig Veda and means I defeat those who fight against me. Jaima Sam Yuddhi Spardha. Vikrant is scheduled to be commissioned into service by August 2022, with the flight trials of the aircraft expected to be completed by mid 2023. Okay, so let's move to the next article that we have, which is Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted people, especially the Indian diaspora, on the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is basically the migrant Indians who has left India, living in some other country, who are the passport holders of India or the citizens of our, had been the citizens of our country, has moved out of our country. They are known as the Pravasi Bharatiya or the migrant Indians. Okay, so the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is being celebrated every year in the month of January. On January 9, 2022 is the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. It was on this day that in 1915, Mahatma Gandhi, the greatest Pravasi Bharatiya, returned to India. So India is proud of its largest diaspora across the globe, which consists of around 31 million people. Minister of State for External Affairs, V. Muralidharan, addressed the Youth Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Conference 2022 through video conferencing. As per the World Bank estimate, India will be an economy with a GDP of $10 trillion, and the youth will have a key role in it. Mr. Muralidharan said, from Sundar Pichai to Parag Agarwal, from Rajiv Suri to Leena Nair, several luminaries are proof of Indian youth leadership in the global stage. Okay. So the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. This is a very, very important bank, ladies and gentlemen. And the former Reserve Bank Governor Urjit Patel has been appointed as the Vice President of AIB, a Beijing-based multilateral development bank. So AIB is basically a bank that has been developed with India and China being the largest shareholders. And this is Beijing-based, headquartered at Beijing, China. And AIB basically works for the infrastructure development in the Asian countries. Okay, and recently Urjit Patel has been appointed as the Vice President. So this is a good news. Okay, let's move to the news article. So he will succeed the outgoing Vice President DJ Pandian, who is in charge of the sovereign and non-sovereign lending of AIB in South Asia, the Pacific Islands, and the Southeast Asia. He will be one of the 5 Vice President of AIB with a 3-year tenure. Pandian, a former Gujarat Chief Secretary, has been AIB's Vice President since 2016. The year the bank was set up with India as its second largest shareholder after China. Mr. Pandian was also the bank's first Chief Investment Officer. Urjit Patel is currently the chairman of National Institute of Public Finance and Policy. He had taken over the 24th governor of Reserve Bank of India, RBI, succeeding Raghuram Rajan in September 2016 and was with RBI till December 2018. Okay, AIB. India has emerged AIB's biggest beneficiary by obtaining $6.8 billion funding for 29 projects. In December, AIB approved $150 million Chennai City Partnership Sustainable Urban Service Program, aiming to strengthen institutions and improve the quality and financial sustainability of the selected urban services in Chennai. Also, the AIB and the Asian Development Bank, ADB. So Asian Development Bank is again another bank which has been run by various countries like the USA, UK, many other European countries are all the shareholders of Asian Development Bank. So it was the older bank compared to AIB. AIB came little later, but with the same intention to increase the growth, to finance the projects in the infrastructure projects uh, in Asia. We had this AIB, the ADB that came. So ADB is in Manila and are processing a $2 billion loan request from India to purchase 667 million COVID-19 jab. Pandian has consistently sought to dispel the notion that AIB is a Chinese bank, saying that except the US and Japan, most of the developed and developing countries have joined the bank. In late December, AIB approved the application of Iran to join, becoming the bank's 51st regional member to bring its membership to 105. As of October 2022, AIB has overall approved 147 projects, 31 countries valued up to $28.97 billion. All right. Okay. Next is Veer Bal Divas. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on the auspicious occasion of Prakash Parab of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji, has announced that starting this day, 26 December, shall be observed as Veer Bal Divas to mark the martyrdom of Sahibzada Zorawar Singh Ji and Sahibzada Fateh Singh Ji. So Sahibzada Zorawar Singh Ji and Sahibzada Fateh Singh Ji were the son of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and these two Shahzada, they were put onto concrete and bricks wall, and they were completely buried live. So this is how they were martyred by the then Aurangzeb governor. So the Zorawar Singh was of 9 years of age and Fateh Singh was 7 years of age, have a hallowed place in Sikh lore, as they let themselves be bricked alive by Aurangzeb's army so as to protect their faith. Okay, so they did not, to protect their to protect their Sikhi or the Sikh religion. They said that we will not accept the conversion, rather will stay Sikh, and therefore they were bricked alive by the Aurangzeb's army by then. So this is the folklore, so a story that has been going on in the Sikh culture, and to celebrate this day as the Veer Bal Divas, the martyrdom day of the brave children of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 10th Sikh Guru, the last Sikh Guru, or you cannot say last, yeah, you can say that, but after that the Guru Granth Sahib became the present Guru, so that's the present Guru, and after the 10th Guru there was no Guru. So Guru Gobind Singh was you cannot even say the last Guru, but you can say yes, he was the 10th Guru. They are the younger son of 10th Sikh Guru, who made the supreme and unparalleled sacrifice on December 26, 1907. Okay. Next, we have Rafale M. Beginning January 10, 2022, French aircraft maker Dassault Aviation will fly its Rafale M fighter jet from Indian Navy's shore-based test facility in Goa to demonstrate capability and sustainability to operate from indigenous aircraft carrier Vikrant's deck. The Rafale M arrived in Goa recently and demonstration is expected to go up to Feb 1st. Boeing will also demonstrate the compatibility with its FA-18 Super Hornet on SBTF, likely in March. It has been learned. These trials are part of the demonstration by the aircraft manufacturer to showcase the compatibility of the aircraft to fly from Indian Navy's aircraft carrier, which use a ski jump to launch the aircraft. Both Rafale M and FA-18 are originally designed to operate from the carriers with a catapult launch mechanism. The carriers would thus require minor modifications to operate the aircraft, officials said. A government-to-government agreement could be signed based on the aircraft selected to speed up the process, as the officials said. Boeing has taken a lead in the race, having already demonstrated the ability of FA-18 to take off from similar shore-based facilities at Naval Air Station, Patuxent River in Maryland, USA, in December 2020. However, each aircraft brings certain advantages while having some limitations. For instance, Rafale M does not have twin-seater, while its acquisition would mean commonality with the Indian Air Force, which will soon complete inducing the 36 Rafale jet, which was contracted in 2016. On the other hand, the FA-18 is a much widely employed platform with a twin-seater trainer and also has an electronic warfare version which might be which interest to Indian Navy. In 2017, the Navy had floated request for information RFI to procure 57 twin-engine carrier fighters, which is now set to downsize to 26, including the few twin-seater trainer variant. The version is in backdrop of new indigenous twin-engine carrier-based deck fighter being designed and developed by DRDO and the Aeronautical Development Agency ADA. So they are, since these are going to be developed indigenously, therefore some contracts are going to be get reduced. So the competition is going on. The Vikrant is going to get inducted. So there are various demand from the Indian Navy that has already come. So the trials are going on. So let's see which aircraft gets finalized by Indian Navy. Okay, next is the harmonized guidelines and standard for universal accessibility in India. Okay. The Central Public Works CPWD released the harmonized guidelines and a standard for universal accessibility in India 2021 through its website in December 2021. However, an official associated with the project said a few minor tweaks were pending. Okay. The guidelines are the revision of the harmonized guidelines and space standard for barrier-free built environment for the person with disability and elderly persons, released by CPWD under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in Feb 2016, drafted by the team of Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, and NIT and National Institute of Urban Affairs in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The revised guidelines aims to give a holistic approach. Earlier, the guidelines were for creating a barrier-free environment, but now we are focusing on the universal accessibility. The guidelines say ramps were extremely crucial for providing an accessibility mobility option, but it is equally important to understand that ramps have to adhere to given guidelines. The guidelines provide the gradient and the length of the ramp. For example, for a length of 6 meter, the gradient should be 1:12. The minimum clearance width of the ramp should be 1,200 millimeter. The guidelines says the guidelines are not just for the person with disability, but also for those involved in planning projects from the construction of the government building to master planning cities, while making the public building and transport fully accessible for the wheelchair users is covered in the guidelines. Other users who may experience temporary problems have also been considered. For instance, a parent pushing a child's pram while carrying groceries or other bags, the woman wearing and for the woman wearing saris. So all of them has been included in the guidelines, and they can all access the these ramps that will be made. So this is good that such projects are coming in India. We can see them in various foreign countries, but the initiative is being taken. It's good. Next is the Surya Namaskar. So Ministry of Ayush is organizing a global Surya Namaskar demonstration program on 14th of January 2022 for 75 lakh people globally on the day of Makar Sankranti to commemorate the journey of sun to the northern hemisphere. On this day, the Surya Namaskar is offered as a salutation to the sun to exhibit one's gratitude for each of its ray as it nurtures all living beings. This occasion commemorates the thanksgiving to the Mother Nature for bestowing health, wealth, and happiness. Further, the event will underline the importance of Makar Sankranti in our cultural and spiritual heritage. The Surya Namaskar is a set of 8 asanas performed in 12 steps with coordination of body and mind. It is preferably performed in the early morning. Scientifically, the Surya Namaskar has been known to develop immunity and improve vitality, which is significant to our health during pandemic conditions. Exposure to sun further provides the human body with vitamin D, which has been widely recommended in all medical branches around the world. Okay, so the next news item that we have is BHP's Dharma Sansad. The organizer of the Dharma Sansad in Haridwar have announced a Pratikar Sabha on the January 16 to protest the FIR registered against them in connection with the hate speeches as a 3-day meeting last month. Several Hindu religious leaders had given the incendiary addresses targeting the minority community at the closed door conclave organized from December 17 to 19. A Dharma Sansad, literally the religious parliament, is a platform of Hindu religious leaders or sants where decisions are taken on the issues considered important to the Dharma. The first Dharma Sansad was organized by Vishwa Hindu Parishad VHP at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi in 1984, where a decision was taken to launch the uh, Ram Janmabhoomi movement. At the next Dharma Sansad held in Udupi in 1985, the 8 resolutions were passed, one of which demanded that Sri Ram Janmabhoomi, Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi, and Kashi Vishwanath complex should be immediately handed over to the Hindu Samaj. The Vishwa Hindu Parishad's Dharma Sansad are called by its Margdarshak Mandal, a body of 65 prominent sons from around the country. Whenever, according to the Sant, a need is felt to guide the Hindu Samaj, the uh, the Margdarshak Mandal decides the participants, which includes the Sant from Akhadas. Okay, so these are the things. So this is a small information about what Vishwa Hindu Parishad is about, and the various akhadas and margdarshak mandals in Hinduism. Although this is not important for your exams perspective because no direct question is going to come from this, but you must be aware about the current news that's going on in the country. So there could be some Supreme Court judgment or something that will come in the near future, which will become very important for the examination purpose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this was all the news articles that we had today on the sites. And if you have any doubts, any query, please post it in the comment box below. Also, if you want to ask something, you can always visit our website and give a call on our contact number, and we will be happy to help you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and let's meet in the next session.